let's hit some of this Drake Maye stuff. So I went back through, like I said, watched some Drake Maye again.
You don't sound excited, my man. I'm a little nervous for this.
You know, I've made it pretty clear I'm not a big Drake Maye fan.
Oh, wow.
Like I'd go Jaden Daniels over him. There were some good games, obviously, some bad games.
Uh-huh.
This was, I think, a below average game for him. We're going to be looking through this Miami game from this season.
Miami of Ohio or
no, Miami of Florida. Nobody ever see the real Miami. I guess now that I have the iPad, we can dig in. So this is the first offensive play of the game. You know, we'll just see what happens. So
a little
pistol, yeah. Pressure coming. You see the little guy in his face right here. So what do? Dump it off to the running back. But wait, the ball's up here. The running back's over here, which means the ball actually bounces off the ground. Running back luckily catches it off a bounce. Officials blow it dead. They say it was a forward pass. I'm not so sure in looking at this myself. So right off the bat, you've got just like this backwards throw to a running back with pressure in your face. Again, like tough throw. Sail it, though. That immediately could have just been like a fumble right there. And there's those sorts of things that this is going to be kind of a theme. I think my biggest concern with Drake Maye just doesn't have like that dog in him. It's a phrase you got. It just seems like there are guys who are ballers who just things like go well for him, makes all the plays. And then there's guys who like things just don't work out the way that I feel like they should for him. We're jumping ahead here. Second play. I promise I'm not just going to be mean to Drake Maye. This is kind of a tough start. Little hitch. You got off coverage up here. A lot of space right there. Just throw the curl to this guy right up here. Bang! Throws it too low. It's incomplete. Just a waste. And this is something that happens a lot. A lot of these balls are too low, especially on this throw. Actually, the exact same thing happens later in the game. We're jumping ahead here. Exact same play. You get the off coverage up at the top. Oh, again, just miss, incomplete on these short throws. And you think, this is supposed to be the easy part. Mm-hmm. Why is this not working out? Third play of the game here, 3rd and 10. Well, let's take a step forward here. Got a little crease. Drake steps up. 3rd and 10. Got to get to the sticks. You got this one-on-one right here. Makes the juke. Runs right by him. First down with the slide. He is a good athlete. Like it's a nice play there. I actually found another play later on in this game because while he can make plays with his legs, it's tough to show speed when we're only allowed to use screenshots instead of videos. Uh-huh. So here's an example that I think shows you about what his speed is. So you get the snap, drops back, and he actually rolls out of this pocket this way. Boom. So now you can see it's kind of this one-on-one with this linebacker over here. He's going to run to the edge. He's going to run to the edge. He's able to get like not quite get a step. He has a little bit of ground, tries the stiff arm, and gets tackled. So, like, good athlete, but he's not, a Josh Allen, for example, finds a way to get in the end zone there, where outruns him, the stiff arm works, can run him over, whatever it may be. Jumping back now, this is back to this first drive, 3rd and 3 here. Just a couple plays after that last one we looked at. Man in his face, and this is another theme here, is that a lot of things, the team around him is not good. The receivers struggle to get open. The offensive line is just terrible. Not only can they not block guys, like they just don't know what's coming. Drake Maye, you have to give him credit because of all, except for maybe Caleb Williams, of all these quarterbacks in the draft class, he is the offense, I think, more than any of the others. He anything that North Carolina gets done, it's because of Drake Maye. And so it puts him in a tough spot. But see, now these two guys wrapped around him, he's got, again, both around his waist, and he's still going to try to throw this ball. Oh, this guy right here tips the ball right there. And if he hadn't tipped it, this guy right here would have actually been able to pick it off. Again, just makes you wonder. See, here he's upset because he didn't catch that because the guy tipped it. It's one of those plays that you just don't want your quarterback to make. Like, you're on your way to the ground, there's two guys wrapped around you, you just throw that ball up, think you can get it over those guys. You can't. Of course you can't, because that's an impossible play. Why does he try it? Well, let's jump back to the Miami game the previous season. Here we are, similar play. This guy's going to beat his man around the edge right there. Here's the throwing motion. somehow like 1 foot pointing this way, one that way. His hips are like turned this way. He's going to throw this ball like twisting all the way back on his way to the ground. What happens? Oh, drops it between 2 defenders right to his man for a first down. And he makes guys miss, winds up going to the end zone. So that's kind of the Drake Maye thing, is that there's a lot of the Josh Allen, why the hell would you try to do that? Mm-hmm. But also like Josh Allen, it works out probably more often than it should. Mm-hmm. And like a young Josh Allen, if you can coach enough of that out of him, the physical tools are crazy. Like, this is a throw that I don't think any other quarterback in this draft class can make, like all twisted up like that, trying to drop it over the top. You know, there's a conversation about whether you should try it, but just the arm talent to be able to be bottled up like that and still get a ball accurate. And this is the thing, like the throw when somebody's draped around him, that is very common with Drake Maye. I was talking to Jake Schwanitz about it. You know, when there's somebody just like running right at him in his face in the pocket, he can panic a little bit. The accuracy isn't great. But as soon as the guy like hits him, Drake probably isn't going to the ground because he's so big, and he's just going to like throw the ball anyway. And so it's almost like you just wait for the guy to hit you, and something good might happen. We'll jump back to our game here. So this is the second drive now for North Carolina, still 0-0. Remember, at this point, North Carolina 5-0. Things are going obviously well. Got the snap. They'll roll out to the left. Again, touch pass over the top. This is about 20 yards downfield here. Hits the man perfectly in stride. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of that. Basically, anything 15 yards downfield or more, he's going to put it on the money. Like, that's his strength. It's all the stuff inside of that where I have a bunch of questions, but you can't discount what he does on these throws. And on top of that, again, I guess Caleb Williams is probably number 1. To me, he's number 2 in terms of changing speed on passes. Like, he's got like the line drive. He can chuck it deep with the deep ball. He can have this touch pass to the second level. Like, the change of speed is really impressive. And again, like, that winds up being they're across midfield here. So that's a 40-yard gain or so, maybe 50. Flash forward 6:37 in the first. Second and goal, they're deep. We actually looked at that little run play. There was a hold on that run I showed earlier. So this is second and goal. You got 2 plays to get in the end zone from 18 yards out. Look at this. Decent little pocket, and you've got a tight end on this wheel route up the sideline, has the defender on his back. Pretty great opportunity right here. What happens? Just a little bit too far out in front. Now, tight end probably should have gotten a little more separation. That's a tough throw. Like, maybe just need a faster tight end because I do think, Michael Penix, for example, maybe Caleb Williams, some of these quarterbacks will put this ball just right here. So that first dot was off. There's a little lag with the marker. We'll put this one right here, like given a chance in this window instead of overthrowing. Doesn't work out. Next play.
I think they're going to teach him that, though.
Yeah.
They'd rather have him overthrow that than give a defender a chance. They'd rather let him. If anything, he put more loft on it.
Yeah.
But they rather have him overthrow that than underthrow that.
Next play. Third and goal. 18 yards. No chance, you would think. Except you got here. This will be a little post route right there. See him right here. He's about to break. I'm not sure why these two guys kind of came up a little bit. This guy is just going to let him get behind him. Drake Maye breaks right behind there. Perfect throw. Hits him in stride. Touchdown, converts a third and goal from the 18. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what a great throw. Drake Maye, he's back. Why wouldn't anybody want him? We'll jump back over here. This is late first quarter now. I think this is the third this is the third possession. Again, just quick little throw. I don't love a lot of the stuff underneath. You got it's like a slant right here. This guy drops. This guy's right there. I believe, yeah. So he's got this window, puts it straight through there perfectly on the money. You got him. The accuracy on those throws. Actually, we're gonna touch on that right now. I forgot I pulled this clip. Oh no, we're actually not. We'll come back to that accuracy. This one, 1st and 10, drops back. Might be like a busted play because I'm not sure what's going on right here. Receiver might just suck. This tight end who leaked out looks like he's just trying to block. Nobody else is leaking out. Maybe this is like a screen that didn't develop. This guy's confident that he should be running a route, though, and it's actually a curl. Drake, though, decides he's going to step up in this pocket and run, which doesn't make much sense because you got these two linebackers right here. So what happens? He slides, and it's for no gain. Meanwhile, he had started from this pocket, which pretty clean pocket, something that you would love to work out of. He just kind of panics and bolts up the middle. Again, a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzes. Offensive line has not had his back all day, so understandable maybe to have a quick trigger when you're trying to scramble here, but not the right decision. Here we go. Here's where the accuracy, again, the short stuff, the accuracy just comes and goes a little bit too much. This guy's just going to little slant there or something. Here he comes right through the middle, delivers the ball. It's behind him. You can barely see him, but there's actually a defender right here behind him. That's the defender's arm. Because the throw's behind, defender has the angle to break it up. If the ball's like up here, for example, that's just an easy completion. Similar play, similar route. I think you've actually got two slants on this one. I talked about this type of play with Caleb Williams on the last one. A lot of guys up front. Who's coming? Who's going? Tough to decipher. Well, what happens is this is a man coverage, except you're going to have one guy drop from the middle. So you got these two slants, so you can pick either one of them. Probably want this outside slant because you've got a linebacker dropping in the middle. So what happens, again, kind of forced to throw it behind a little bit because this guy drops out. He's in the passing lane. I didn't show it, but this guy, he breaks it up. It's another incompletion, this time on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he definitely should have been going to that outside slant. It's like a follow route almost.
Yeah.
Especially with
he's in
the alignment of the defense. You could tell it's a man. Somebody's going to have to drop out, though, to play the middle of the field. So.
You would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just that little stuff. And again, like, he's a 20, 21-year-old quarterback. So a lot of this you're expecting to teach because here's what else he can do. Again, nice clean pocket. He's great when he gets that clean pocket. Steps up. Throws. Oh, this is exactly, I counted 50 yards downfield. This is the ball. This is the defender's hand. You've got that little 6 inches in between. Just perfect throw on the money, 50 yards away. Touchdown. Just nice and easy. Yeah, that's an incredible play, a play that NFL quarterbacks dream of making. Like, that's what you want, is a guy who can just give you a 50-yard, or I guess that turns out to be like a 65-yard touchdown easily. And so that's why Drake Maye is way up at the top of the board. 3rd and 20 here. Again, you got this who's coming, who's going situation. So he drops back. What does he see? He sees this. So he's got this guy who's going to clear out. He's going to get this guy who's going to follow him right through here. It's a nice little read. Again, kind of comes wide open because this guy doesn't bite. We'll jump forward. There he is. Got 5-yard gap in front of this guy. What does it look like from up here? Just an easy catch right in this pocket in the middle of the field. He's really good over the middle of the field, too. And again, like, this is that 15 yards downfield. Broncos haven't consistently had a guy who just makes those throws over the middle, 12, 15, 20 yards downfield. Like, it feels like since Payton. And maybe I'm missing something, but I'm pretty sure there's just been nobody who's been capable of that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's been anybody's strengths. But he looks good so far. Definitely, has good throws and bad throws like any quarterback.
Yep.
But it seems like, especially like you said, on those deeper throws, he's able to get the ball where it needs to be. He's making some plays. Yeah,
and on those deep throws, it's tough to find really good, reliable statistics. If you just go by like the pure numbers on throws 20 or more down the field, he's good but not great. That also factors in what your receivers are doing, and the receivers were not doing a whole lot. Pro Football Focus, for what it's worth, on balls 20 or more yards downfield, he ranked 3rd out of 142 FBS quarterbacks in terms of their grade. So again, like, it's a little bit subjective, but that's what they think. The tape, I think, lines up with that. Just for context, first is Jaden Daniels. Second is Jalen Milroe from Alabama, next year's draft. Runs up in the end zone. That's my last clip here. I do think, the argument for Drake Maye is look at what he does down the field. 15 to 20 yards downfield, even across the middle. Like, he's got all that sort of stuff. You see what he can do. Somebody compared him to Big Ben in the comments when he gets hit like that. There are some similarities there. Like, that's a big, strong man who can just deliver a ball through contact. There weren't a lot of clips of him like rolling out, but he's really good when you roll him out of the pocket. Even if a guy's chasing him down, he'll deliver some good balls. Sometimes those are a little bit off target, but there's just a lot of stuff I don't like. Like that first clip when he's throwing the ball backwards to running back behind him through contact. It's like, just don't do that. Like, that's a massive risk. I think that there are a bunch of plays when you go back and watch where he's throwing the ball to a running back 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage who gets hit before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. Again, just don't do that. You know, I can't remember which game, but there's one play in particular where he rolls out to the right, can't find anybody, runs out of bounds, loses 5 yards instead of just throwing the ball away. The accuracy on the short stuff really comes and goes. I think that's probably my biggest concern. But if you're Sean Payton, you see the things he does well, and you say, if we can just teach him to do some of the easy things better, he could be a really good quarterback.
Yeah, I think he has to have like a really balanced game, because in the NFL is all about taking away one thing. Like, you can't be a great defense trying to stop everything and stop every play, stop every run. But if you know this guy, especially Drake Maye, is great in the 15 to 20 yard range, you're not getting that. So if you get anything, it's gonna be 5 to 7 yards, 10 yards at most, and you're gonna have to make these accurate throws. They're gonna challenge you to do that. So it's important for him to have a well-rounded game. But it does feel like if you can make the deep throws, you should be able to make the short ones.
You would think.
So maybe he has it in him, and just is not. Maybe this wasn't a game where he, really showed that ability. But yeah, he definitely has to be balanced to be a successful quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's, like I said earlier, kind of just in a unique situation because he doesn't have a talented offensive line. He doesn't have talented receivers. That number 9, I actually don't know who that is. He looks good, but outside of that, like, just not a lot of help. And so that means that he has to make things happen. Like, he needs to make those throws through contact. He needs to roll out, find space, buy time, and wait for somebody to get open. Whereas, J.J. McCarthy, if it's 1st and 10, go ahead, throw the ball away, because if you're playing Rutgers or whoever, you can just hand the ball off on 2nd down, and running back is probably just going to go pick up a 1st down anyway. Yeah. Like, just the amount of pressure that you have is not the same. Numbers wise, not all that impressive either. Better in his sophomore year for sure, but this year completes 63% of his passes, solid, 3,600 yards, solid, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I mean, we're talking about, Jaden Daniels, for example, who should be number 2, who should be number 3. Jaden Daniels completes 72% of his passes, not 63. Throws for 3,800 yards, not 3,600. Throws 40 touchdowns, not 24 touchdowns. Throws 4 interceptions, not 9. And so Jaden Daniels, much more experienced, has had a lot more time to play. He should be the better quarterback, and he is the better quarterback. The thing about Drake, though, is that you've got the talent and the size, and so can you turn him into the better quarterback 4 or 5 years from now?
And hopefully, I think guys or teams are looking at him and seeing what he is able to do while he's being hit, while he's being pressured. Because in the NFL, that's what's going to happen.
Totally.
Like, everybody oohs and ahs over Patrick Mahomes. It's because of what he can do once he's under pressure. He makes good throws when the pocket is clean, but it's his ability to stay in the pocket, take a hit, move, avoid players, still find the guy downfield that really changes the momentum of a game. So if Drake Maye can continue to, build on those type of things, that's exactly what he's going to have to do once he gets to the NFL.
Totally. I think that's all my thoughts on this.
And so what's the odds of us moving up to get a guy like that? Is it still 3 first rounders that's going to be necessary to get?
I would guess it's 3 first for Drake Maye. I think there's been like the sneaky buzz that Jaden Daniels is actually the 2nd quarterback off the board and not Drake Maye. I think right now it's still like the expectation is that it will be Drake Maye, the 2nd pick. And again, that's the Commanders. I don't think that they're tempted to move off that pick, but the 3rd pick, the Patriots, they might be tempted to trade down because they've got a whole bunch of question marks. They might not like these quarterbacks. Who knows? And so I think that the window opens at the 3rd pick. Again, the cost might be 3 firsts. I think we compared it to the 49ers trade, which was 3 firsts and a third to get from 12 to 3. You'd imagine it's about the same to get from 12 to 3. So if Jaden Daniels goes 2, Patriots are willing to trade out. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking at.
It's funny because Drake Maye feels like a Patriots quarterback.
He really does.
Like he's meant to be
he really does.
in a Patriots jersey.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we'll
totally.
See what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm curious. It sounds like the top 3, Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, and Jaden Daniels, won't be throwing at the combine.
Smart.
The other quarterbacks will. And so that's kind of, I mean, from the outside, it's kind of seemed like that's the dividing line. Like there's a top 3 and then there's the rest. You know, they must think the same 3 because those top 3 think they have more to lose. The rest of them really think they have more to gain from showing what they can do. So we'll see. Maybe, I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch Penix out there.
Yeah, that'd be good to see. Hopefully, he can raise his draft stock because I hate to see the way that it's trending, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep a real one down.
Yep. Like it for the Broncos though.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any super
But they're
chats?
meeting with JJ McCarthy tonight. I mean,
exactly. I think they're gonna meet with all of them. Like they're gonna be bringing in.
Who do you pick first? You know what I'm saying? It's like The Bachelor.
Okay.
If you're the Bachelor and you get to go on a date with 3 women,
yep,
the first one you pick is going to be your favorite girl, right?
Absolutely. But who's the Bachelor? The Broncos the Bachelor, or is Drake Maye the Bachelor saying, I might talk to the Commanders tonight. I might talk to the Bears tonight.
No, the Broncos definitely have the rose, and they're just trying to pick who to give it to.
I don't know. I think that maybe Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Jaden Daniels, they might have some other meetings booked for the first night and not be looking at the Broncos.
But I guess the Broncos. So for the Bachelor, I think the Broncos are choosing who is there at the ceremony. Drake Maye, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels are not at the ceremony. They're not even options for the Broncos.
Okay, well then they are going for the.
Even George Paton was saying like, listen, it would take a lot to move up to get a guy like, you know what I'm saying, move up that high. So I think from the options that are there, which are Penix, Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy. I think that they're making their choice of who they want to give the rose to.
I think this might actually be more like Bachelor in Paradise, where you get a whole bunch of men.
How is that different?
A bunch of men and women. So it's not just one man, a whole bunch of women. It's a bunch of men, a bunch of women. So all the pretty people, you got the Patriots up there, you got the Bears up there.
But it doesn't matter.
Up there with Jaden. Yeah?
No, because it doesn't matter who they like. It's about who the one team the Broncos like.
I think the Broncos.
So
like
I know
Caleb
there's
Williams.
other people in contention.
I think they're getting shut down.
Yeah, there's no way they could have
Caleb Williams is the pretty girl who's off with like the model who's 6'4", jacked.
Caleb Williams is the reason why they had to go on The Bachelor.
Oh.
He's the one that didn't work out.
Russell Wilson? I don't know. The metaphors aren't quite working.